As people, we generally want to do good. We want to be a positive force in the world, or at least not annoy or harm anyone. I've always loved self development because it allows you to get better. It allows you to look at yourself, the good, the bad, and then improve on that. It started when I was in my early 20s. I came across some books that talked about how you could change your way of thinking, how to become more confident. This was like, I can actually take control of my own life. Up until that point, I just thought that life could only be a certain way for me. For example, that I would always be bound by other people's opinions, or that I would never really be able to change. Discovering self development was like an epiphany for me. You might have had a similar experience yourself. One day you found out that things could be different, that you could change your habits, adjust your focus, have better relationships, all the possibilities you suddenly realized you had, and it made you feel powerful. I think it's beautiful, and I know it's sort of popular to be bashing on self development, or self help as it's also called, but I think that's silly. I mean, sure, there's a lot of generic, shallow advice out there, but as with any other genre or industry, you have to pick the high quality stuff. I love the fact that you can read a book and it can make you motivated. That you can read the stories of people who have achieved success and then you learn from their experiences. And that you can read stories from people who've been through hell and came out stronger. So it's inspiring, it's empowering. A lot of the motivational stuff doesn't tell you anything new, but it can give you a mood boost and the energy to get you started on a project. Or it can make you forget about your fears and just take the chance that you know you need to take. It's like grabbing the opportunity, make you remember what you really want, put you in touch with your core, your essence. Then there are the books or seminars that are more strategy based. It might be talking about how to create better relationships, usually by giving some basic knowledge of how human psychology works, why we react the way we do to certain things, what we want from others, and so on. Right? So like there's a lot of knowledge there where other authors or speakers they talk more specifically about how to deal with practical things such as diet, money, whatever it might be. Right? This is also in a category of self-development. It helps you develop yourself. It's about how to meet certain challenges. That's really what it's all about. Equipping yourself, making yourself able to deal with challenges and problems. We all know that life isn't easy, but the more you develop your skill set, the more you know how to tackle those problems. I guess that our parents and teachers didn't teach us enough about it. They didn't teach us or guide us on how to know ourselves, how to see things more objectively, how to keep focusing. We just didn't learn it growing up. I mean, we learned writing and math and science and a lot of other subjects, but not how to motivate ourselves, not how to make difficult decisions. It seems like we didn't learn the most important skills. And that is why self development is a thing, because there's a need for it. People need solutions for their problems. The thing here, of course, is that it's not enough to just read, watch, or listen to the advice, but you actually gotta follow it. And not just once or twice, or for 1 week, then stop, but to continue living by certain principles. It's about maintaining it. This is the key. The main component consistency. Now, a lot of people will think self development is a waste of time because they tried out a couple of books or courses and it didn't work for them. Most likely because they didn't keep at it. They gave it a shot for a little while, maybe a couple of days, a few weeks, or maybe even a month or two. But after some time, they gave up because they're not getting the results fast enough. And then what they remember is like, oh, that was a bad experience. And so they say that self development sucks or that it's a scam. Like they're just trying to scam you out of your money, something like that. But obviously, it says more about them than the actual advice that they're bashing, because the advice is good enough. Of course, it's always easy to be negative. It's super easy. It's so easy to say that something is crap and ignore the fact that you actually might be responsible yourself. True change takes time. It's about breaking habits, changing them. It's not like changing a suit or a dress. It takes longer than that. And a quick fix is always an illusion. Other people dislike self development because it reminds them that they could be better. Right? They like the idea of, I'm good enough and I don't want anyone to tell me how to act or what to do. And sure, self acceptance is good, but there is always room for improvement. I personally believe that everybody has at least a couple of aspects of the personality or things in their behavior that they could improve on or replace with something better. Surely the ego wants to defend itself, so most people will say, I am who I am. But that's all it is, a defense mechanism. To me, it seems kind of immature. It's kind of like they don't realize they could be happier or that they could make life better for others. Right? So it's about ego and laziness as well. Taking an honest look at yourself is hard and it takes work. If someone is always impatient, rushing people, that's probably a personality trait you want to change. If someone is very sensitive and misinterprets every joke as something offensive, that's also something worth changing, simply because that makes life harder for everyone involved. There are certain things that just make life harder, and the more we can weed them out, eliminate them, reduce them, the more we can all win. It's not about being perfect, not having flaws. We'll always have flaws, and that's okay. Right? Sometimes it's even amusing, and it can be fascinating to watch. But the more functional we make our behavior, the happier we can be in the long run. This is, of course, just what I think. It's an opinion. It's something I've been thinking about for years, and here I am, sharing it with you. Hopefully you found this helpful, or at least inspiring. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll be back soon.